here at the lower school, one that just started JK this school year and one that is in 3rd grade.
Hi, my name is Drew Polikoff, and I have 2 children here, JK and 3rd grader.
Hi, my name is Allison Bano, and I have 3 children at Parker, 1st grade, 4th grade, I have to think, and 6th grade, and they've all been here since JK, so it's been a nice chapter.
Hi, I'm Voltaire Sterling. I have a son, Jude Sterling, who is a 2nd grader here. He started in SK. My wife and I have a daughter, she's only 2, so she's not here yet, but hopefully.
I have served as a room parent for my oldest daughter's classes. So I've room parented. I sit on the board's diversity committee, which is a standing committee for the board of trustees, and we focus on issues of equity, diversity, and inclusion. I'm involved in the parent EDI, which is Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee, and I'm currently the vice president of the lower school, shadowing for next year. And that's just a PA role. Each division has a parent representative, and that's basically what I serve as, a liaison between the parents and the administration. And I have a full-time job, and I'm also a parent ambassador. But I love Parker so much that I'll forego my sleep to help Parker in whatever way.
Hi, I also work full-time outside of my life at Parker, but here I've been involved in the Halloween committee. I've been a room parent. I'm secretary of the PA. SK Carnival chairperson, book fair chairperson. So, I mean, if you want to be involved, there are 1,000,001 wonderful ways to be involved. Even so much as coming in and helping laminate and make copies on a Wednesday afternoon. This will become your second home. There's no question about it. If you want to be involved, it's a very open and welcome community to be a part of.
Tough act to follow. No, I've been a room parent also for all 3 of my kids, and I'm going to say that it's one of the best things to do here because once they go to middle school, they don't need room parents anymore. So I'm enjoying and savoring that. I have chaired the Halloween Carnival, which is my favorite event of the year. It's just this amazing day where the whole upper blacktop area is transformed into like a carnival you would remember nostalgically. The kids have a really good time, so I've done that. I love being a parent ambassador because it's easy for me to talk about Parker. To me, it's a very special place, and I do the laminating and all that stuff because I get to see my kids.
Hi, it's a great question. I love that. Because in many respects, it does feel like a family. Like you come, you see parents all the time. One of the parents in SK once quipped that like we see each other more than our own families, and I think sometimes that's true. So I've been a member of the communications committee for the board at Parker, and also now on the strategic initiatives committee for the board. I am very involved with my son's classes, like chaperoning on field trips. I really enjoy that. I've helped with the Halloween Carnival as a volunteer. And I'm on the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, the Parents Association's like committee for it. And in that capacity, one of the things I was really excited about is like Parker really encourages like as parents again, there's something that you have an idea that you want to do, that we get behind it. So Kelly Tedrow, who is now the director of admissions for middle school, she remembered in my interview I mentioned like, oh, I'd love to show this film that I was into the Parker community during Black History Month. This is a Black film and a really important one in American history. She came up to me at the Halloween Carnival and said, hey, do you still want to do that? And I said, yeah. So we actually put it on. We had a film screening and discussion. I had one of my friends who's an actor come down, and it was just awesome. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. So I'll jump in. So I mentioned in my just moment speaking a few minutes ago that I'm involved in the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee for Parker. So diversity has always really been very important to me on Black and Latino men, and I was raised to have that as something that's really important, and I hold it true to my heart. One of the things that was really important to me at Parker was that the school being inclusive, and it is, but what's really surprising is that the school is geographically diverse. So San Diego County is pretty vast. The school has about 80 different zip codes, which is really phenomenal if you think about it. So a lot of times people go to schools just in their own community, and so you kind of, as even a citizen in the city, your worldview is somewhat limited if you're just surrounded by the same people. But when you come to school here, you might have friends who live in North County. My family and I, we live in the South Bay, and so my son, if you traverse the county, he has friends all over the zip code. We do play dates with people all over the city, and it's really, I think, that's something that has opened his eyes, even from an early age, to the fact that, people are different, and, have different places where they live, and in those communities, things might be, different, and I love that, so.
I think what surprised me the most was the deep relationships that I've built over the years. I think we all started in JK and SK, and everybody's new, and I've met some of my best friends at school. I didn't expect that. And you celebrate holidays together and go on vacations together, and it's like a place of love and support. Even if you're not having the best day, you come to pick up and you see these people. And I wasn't expecting these lifelong bonds that happen pretty quickly. So.
I second what both of you said. I would also say the relationships you build with the teachers is phenomenal. There's no question that on any day, if my son or daughter is having a challenge, that I'll get an email saying, I was concerned about this, or you should be really proud of this, and that's really exceptional. I think that you don't always get to know what your child does if they don't share it when they come home, but I know that I can pick up the phone or text and call, or see them on campus, and they'll share with me what's going on. And that extends not just with the homeroom teachers, but with the music teachers, the design lab. Each class, you can build a relationship with the faculty and staff, and it's quite extraordinary.
Yes, to everything that they said as well. I think one of the things that was surprising to me, my first 3 years up until 4th grade, I went to a K through 12 school, and I remember looking up to some, and we were all on the same campus, even though we were separate parts of the campus. So you got to know, and you knew who some of the older, the juniors and the seniors were, and I just remember 2nd grade, just looking up to these students and just being in awe of them. And I'm still in contact with some of them because my parents were friends with their parents, and I think here, just knowing the 2 separate campuses, I thought, at least my daughter, she'll have a good school, and I didn't think about the possible relationships that she might build with students at the upper school. And last year, she had the opportunity to participate in a production of The Lion King that the middle school was producing. And so a group of our 2nd and 3rd graders were in the production, and just the interactions in that theater experience, the way that the drama department works, it's very much mentor-led. So the upper schoolers mentor the middle schoolers, and even without the teacher really saying much, the middle schoolers took it upon themselves to mentor the little kids. And so now when we go to the upper school for an event or something, and she sees those kids, they come and give her a hug. And we went to go see a play last semester, and some of the upper schoolers, the second they saw her, were like, "Hi, Mommy." And she turned around to me, she's like, "I didn't think Evan would remember me." And just those relationships, the relationships that she built with her senior buddies. It's in SKU, they get senior buddies in 12th grade. Marissa still babysits for us when she comes home from college. We go out to dinner or lunch together. So just the fact that I have mentors in a lot of those parents, and the people who have been there before, kind of like what Dr. G was saying, but the fact that my daughter and my son will get to have those experiences with older kids, I think is really special, and I wasn't really expecting that.
So I'd love to continue that question, sort of. So our day is very busy. If you were in here before, you heard me say that. Our program is packed, and you see kids moving from their regular classroom to special classes all the time. The idea is that we believe strongly in the arts. We believe in what Francis Parker originally intended, and that is the kids learn by doing, by getting their hands into things, by experiencing as much as they can. And so in our busy schedule with all of these special classes, and honestly, the classroom teacher has about 4 hours a day to work with the kids. The rest of the time, by 5th grade, they are moving out to some special class. So my question to all of you is, how have these extra things outside of the class affected your kids?
Well, first of all, the exposure that my, especially my older daughter has to whether it's music. This year in third grade is when they start rotating through recorder, violin, and just learning about different instruments. By next year, they're gonna, they spend a little bit more time honing in on what instrument they want to try to play. But those experiences, I think, especially being, working hard and being working parents, sometimes we want, like, oh, I want my kid to play the piano, and I want them to do this, and I want them to do that. But you don't have enough hours during the week after school to get into all of that. But they get that exposure here, or the exposure to a foreign language, as well as in design, or just different classes that they have that just really get them to focus on an area such as, whether it's robotics or how do you build this, or science. I think has been really special because I know I come from an educational background. Actually, Voltaire and I worked together for a while at a nonprofit that helps first generation college students. So I got exposure to all sorts of schools throughout San Diego. And one of the things that is just so disappointing to me is the lack of funding for a lot of those programs in different schools. And knowing that my child has that exposure here has made her already, just in third grade, people, sometimes talk to her, she's so well-rounded. Like, that's not me, that's school. I don't have knowledge about all that stuff, but just getting that exposure and getting them passionate about all of it. Science, she loves math, she loves coming to school. And I think every kid that you talk to here at Parker loves coming to school. That's just the culture of Parker because of the teachers and the experiences that they get.
You said it. You said it great. I would just say that it exposes you to things that your child might not be interested in, but gives them the chance to explore. For example, there's Showstoppers, which is phenomenal here. It's an after-school program that's led by the drama teacher, Mrs. Robinson. My son is an athlete. He loves to play baseball, and he was ecstatic to be a participant in Showstoppers, which I could have never expected him to be interested in something like that, and it's because he's exposed to things like that in school. Same thing, you have the option to take Chinese or Mandarin. You get to learn a language that is not spoken in our home, and learn about cultures and different parts of the world that you might not be exposed to. Right now in third grade, they're learning about Native American history in San Diego. We're learning about tribes that we never knew existed here. I think that it opens your eyes to so many things that might not be something you're familiar with, and it exposes you to new ideas and new opportunities and conversations in the car or at home at the dinner table that we certainly didn't have when I was growing up. So I think that there's a chance to explore and do so many different things.
Yes and yes, and well-rounded was the word that came to my mind. But I will say there's another word that comes to mind that I am so pleased with, and that's poise. And I feel like when you see the Squires, it's just special. And I remember looking many years ago, looking at different schools, and it was the Squires that I just thought, wow, these kids can look you in the eye, they can have a conversation. And I think a lot of that comes from being in front of people from a very young age. So the drama teacher is phenomenal. These kids are up on stage right at the beginning. My kids aren't nervous when they give a presentation. They perform musically, and I remember being younger, and even now, public speaking is hard for me sometimes. And my kids are fine with it because they have so many opportunities to really just perform, interact. My sixth grader the way they do student conferences is it's a student-led conference, so my daughter had to present to us for about 20 minutes on her goals and areas of improvement. And she wasn't nervous at all. So I think that and you'll see with the Squires especially, there's just all of these special classes really do make a well-rounded, confident, at ease child.
So an anecdote that comes to mind involves Dr. G. My son was living with my wife and I, because we're both bilingual, we speak Spanish, we both are not native speakers, but we lived in Spain and learned it. And so we were thinking about, when we were choosing a language for him, putting him in Spanish. We could help with homework, we could speak to him at home. He came home, he was like, you put me in Spanish, because they have an option to choose either Spanish or Mandarin, and we don't speak Mandarin, so we just figured Spanish makes sense. So I came to Dr. Young Playground, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I know it's already happened, you've chosen the class, you know, or I selected it for him, and now he's in it, but, you know, is it possible? He's like, oh, don't worry, I got it. So he switched him to Mandarin, and he loves it. I mean, he, you know, enjoys doing his Mandarin homework. Brandon's Mary Wu, was a teacher on the playground, and she said, Saichata is his name in Mandarin. She said, Saichata is so smart, she loves having him in class, and so it was an awesome moment, and kind of a moment of confirmation that, you know, we maybe have to trust him more, and in the fact that, you know, he wants to expand his educational horizons. And I think it's just a phenomenal thing that the school even has that as an option, so.
Thank you very much. Any questions before we, yes?
I have one. Everybody can hear me? You had mentioned citizenship, and I think we're on the same page in the idea that education doesn't mean a lot without really good citizenship and ethical well-being. How do you guys feel that the school has done that for your children? Do you think it's through just exposure? Do you think it's through challenges on the playground? Do you speak to?
Absolutely. So the school is very intentional, and I love intentionality. I think that's the way that, you know, things are accomplished in life. So we have this thing every Monday morning called flag raising, and as a school community, we stand under the flag, and it's an opportunity for the school to come together to celebrate one another's accomplishments, but also to be reminded of the school's core values. And so one of them, I think Dr. G created, is called STRIVE, and it's an acronym. So seek always to do your best, treat people and property with respect, revere the truth, invest in your education, your future, value school rules, your heritage and personal responsibility, and enrich the world for all. So we actually,
I can't go after that.
we actually use STRIVE in our home. So sometimes, you know, my son's name is Jude. Sometimes he's actually not living up to STRIVE at home. And so we say, Jude, you know, like, are you doing your best right now? And so we go through STRIVE, and one of the other ones that he's learned in class, his teacher, Mr. Taro, has on the wall, we have it on our fridge, it's think, and it has to do with, before you say something, like, you should think about, is it true, is it honest, does it inspire, is it necessary, is it kind? So we use these things that he's learned in class, and we continue them, and I love how intentional the school is. And they do writing assignments that have to do with STRIVE, and, you know, with think, and so I think the school's three main focuses are academic excellence, having a global perspective, and also a strong character. And you see every day, you know, how the school is implementing that, you know, outside of just being great, you know, students. Like, you see that their character is definitely being developed in a very positive way.
I would, yes, I can't even top that, because STRIVE is sort of what the school's all about. But I will say that I think the teachers also implement not just education, but how to be a good person and have character. So for example, SK is a really special year, and they have a book called Have You Filled a Bucket? And actually, most adults should read the book, because it's just about, are you a bucket filler or a bucket dipper? And you know how when you fill other people's buckets, it makes them feel good, it makes them happy. I feel like the character education is very ingrained in the classrooms at all levels. So I've been very pleased with that. But that's just one example of how the everyday lessons are there.
We're active. I think that we have book drives, we have clothing drives, we partner with other schools, we raise bake sales in certain grades, raise money for relationships they build with schools in other countries. We have visiting schools that come and sing and participate. We have all sorts of ways to be involved in the greater San Diego community that teach our children how to participate and how to give back. And I mean, it starts with STRIVE. I mean, there's no question about that.
Yeah.
STRIVE is so important. It's in the activity book that your children have to color, so they can learn it as well. Because I think it is helpful. Same with us. Like it's something that we use at home. You know, if the kids are having, you know, if there's something going on, like, are you, you know, seeking to do your best, and It's very helpful. You do see it in the classroom as well. So like starting from, the classroom on out. One thing I'm really excited about, Parker has a director of community engagement for all 3 divisions, from upper school down to the lower school. In the middle school and upper school, sometimes it's easier to be out in the community because you are of the right age to sign up and do different, actual service projects. It's a little bit more difficult when you have little kids, maybe they can help with canned food drives or, wrapping gifts or whatever. So the opportunities are a little bit more difficult, but that's one thing that Dr. G has been working on with the Director of Community Engagement and one of the parent liaisons is doing expanding our community engagement programs at the lower school year round. So that's one thing that we'll see rolling out a little bit more throughout this the next school year, or the remainder of the school year and starting next school year, is trying to be more purposeful in providing those opportunities. So right away, this was a conversation they just have been having over the last 2 weeks. There's already a webpage to, where they're going to start putting resources for community engagement projects that younger kids can participate in. Because for us, it is about more than just what we're learning in the classroom and what we're doing here at the school, but giving us the opportunity to go out into the community. Along with that, the upper school, they do, well, actually, starting in 8th grade, they actually get to go abroad and learn from other cultures and other countries. And it's more than just, a fun trip abroad. They really do dig deep into issues, whether it's, social issues or, what's affecting the environment in these communities. And each trip is very different. And those upper schoolers come back and tell those, talk about their experience to the lower school students, and it's really cool. One of my friend's daughters, I had done a presentation for Language and Culture Week, which is a really cool week here that we do usually in this March or April. And it's just a week of just celebrating cultural heritage. There's people, there's a big day where people bring food, and just the whole week is very much focused on just giving a more global perspective and a cultural perspective. And so I did a presentation about Costa Rica the year before, and then the following year, a student came that had gone on a trip to Costa Rica, and one of my friend's daughters came up, she's like, somebody came and spoke about Costa Rica. She's like, you talked about Costa Rica last year. I was like, oh my goodness, how does she even remember that? And then she said, she's like, when I grow up and I'm at the upper school, I think I want to go visit Costa Rica. So those connections, and this was a 2nd grader, and I thought that was really special to get a good view of just how they make those connections beyond just Parker.
Thank you so much. We are going to celebrate your rock star kids here. They have been so great, good listeners this morning. We appreciate that. Please join me in thanking these parents for presenting this morning.